Top Billin.
I top Billin. It feels like every year around this time, like right before camp, we always get a little LOL. This time we have two legends of the game going at it, right? At least one certified legend and one guy who I believe was actually a very good football player, but not maybe as good as he thinks he is, right? So we're talking about Asante Samuel versus Darrell Revis, right? This all started because of Sauce Gardner being ranked, I believe, the second best cornerback in the NFL according to some polls, right? And this poll was by scouts and GMs and all kinds of stuff. So, hey, I take stuff like that a little bit more seriously than it just being some cornball dude from the internet or something like that, right? So, obviously, your man Asante Samuel did not like that. And he says that the New York media pops these players from New York up who aren't that good. So the crux of this is, which I'm going to get into here in a little bit. Before I get into that though, right, I got to go through some of this right here. So Asante Samuel called out Darrell Revis, right, pretty much. Or Darrell Revis interjected himself into this when he was talking about Sauce Gardner. And he's like, man, what did Revis do special? I'll wait. It's documented what great cornerbacks did in the stats. Right, so Darrell Revis was never known as a stat monster or anything like that. What we know him from is shadowing the best player on the opposite team and making that guy's stats count against him totally, 100%. You can't argue against that. There's no way in hell you can take a zone corner and compare that to what Darrell Revis was doing despite the stats. Because if you take that guy, put him against Megatron, T.O., Randy Moss, Stevie Johnson and all these guys who were hot at the time, Chad Ochocinco and all these guys, and make 100% of their stats count against him, whether it be on the left side, the right side, in the slot or whatever like that. He took the challenge. Hey, to me, that's saying something. That was a huge reason why why the Jets had one of the best defenses of the time period, right? So it was getting heated and everything like that. It even got to the point where Asante Samuel was showing off his boxing skills. He said he kind of want to fight Revis, right? He said, it's time to promote this fight. I need some training partners. You see your boy Asante Samuel right here with the locks, right? He's sparring some dude. You can see it right here. Look at that. You can see the Philly shell defense right there. Got nice reflexes right there. He's got good head movement. Oh. A colon blow. Somebody's going to have to steam that dude's drawers right there. They got to take them shits immediately to the washing machine in the back of the gym right there because he won't be able to get them shit stains up out of his drawers, right? That was a colon blow. And listen, if he's going with Darrell Revis, we know Revis never really kept himself in shape. So Darrell Revis got all kinds of shit that's going to be coming out of his shit, right? So they have to steam Darrell Revis' drawers too, but I have to know right here. So listen, Revis went on, right, to say something about what everybody knows at the time if you really study cornerback play back in the day. And I say Asante Samuel may be the greatest zone corner of all time. He always played in that off-man position the way he could have eyes on the quarterback. He was going to pick the ball if you put it in that vicinity. But he was extremely aggressive, and they would call him the double move king. He said, him being Revis says, I do remember when we played the Falcons, and Rex Ryan made a highlight clip of him being double moved on almost every single route. I recall Rex saying to the receivers in our weekly team meetings, the game plan was if he lined across from you, double move him every time. So in our practice, receivers refer to him as the double move king. Right, so Asante Samuel comes back and puts up the stats. So if you look at the stats right here, right, one guy has like 51 interceptions, that being Asante Samuel, and Darrell Revis has like, I want to say like 28 total interceptions for his career, right? But you can't just go by stats. But if you did go by stats, it would be pretty damning. But what really caught my eye was, right, I'm not sure if it's on this one. It was on something. He came back with a tweet. He said straight up, got back at Sauce Gardner. He said that the best cornerback last year as a rookie was Tariq Woolen. Game over. Who said that before? Your boy right here. Now listen. This is what I try to tell people all the time. You cannot find somebody more unbiased than me. Everybody knows I have mad love for my Philadelphia Eagles, no doubt about that, you know what I'm saying, for life since I was a little kid. But if I have a Guma team, right, like my mistress team, it is the New York Jets. I love everything about the state of Jersey here and everything. Of course, the New York Jets play here in North Jersey, and I've always loved the Jets too as a kid. So, you know what I'm saying, there must be something about green there. But with that being said, I don't have no bias in that. I thought Tariq Woolen was the best cornerback last year. As a matter of fact, let's do the Asante Samuel thing here and check in on a little bit of the stats here. I've seen every single snap that Sauce Gardner took last year. Remember, I've seen every snap of the Jets damn near since I was a little kid, right? Mad love for the Jets. Sauce Gardner is the truth. And somewhat, right, you can make an argument that he deserved that Rookie of the Year thing. So if somebody does have that debate, you know what I'm saying, I'm all good with it. It's not like we're talking about somebody who was a bum or anything like that. I have to make sure people understand that, because it seems these days when you prop somebody up over someone else, they think that you think that other person sucks. Nah, this shit was extremely close. There's no doubt about it. Sauce did his thing. I just think that Tariq Woolen had a little bit more in his bag. And I don't use stats any of the time to back up anything that I'm doing. I look at straight from that film, straight from my brain, straight from my playing experience, and I'll go from there. That's why a lot of my analysis will differ from other people, at least I would imagine, because I couldn't give a shit else what anybody else thinks about the sport of football. I'm going by what I think, but still, I know my shit will deviate because people have told me, as if I care though. But if you look at this right here, Sauce Gardner, first and foremost, if you're not looking at those interceptions, I don't know what to tell you. Now, interceptions aren't everything, no doubt about that there. But even Asante Samuel said it. Obviously, he's going to say that because he was an interception king. He said something to the effect of, I want to challenge you to turn those pass deflections into interceptions next year, when he was speaking directly to Sauce Gardner. But 6 interceptions to 2 interceptions, right? So both of these guys play in a scheme that is heavy on zone, right? It's vertical zone. It's man within zone principle, right? It's not like one cat being attached to that ass, right? Pause, like Darrell Revis was, where he would go around everywhere. Maybe a little bit of that, right? But not much, right? It's not 100% of the time like Darrell Revis was doing. There's some zone in this for both of these guys there. So I would think somebody like Asante Samuel would respect that because he was the zone king, right? So you look at that right there, right, with the interceptions. But then if you go back like with some of this stuff right here, a 51.5% completion percentage in pass coverage. That's what he allowed. Sauce Gardner, 53.5. Now listen, this is just for me, you know what I'm saying, converse with the people. A lot of this shit I don't honestly give a damn about, because if you think about it logically, from somebody who's played it, for anybody who has that type of experience, what passes are we talking about? Those are just blind stats. If you're targeting somebody and they have, like, let's say, help over the top, or if they have right, a license to ill on certain routes where they can really be aggressive, or they only cover certain routes in this, how is it really a comparison? You got to think about it that way. But, you know, just going by the little blind stats thing here, Tariq Woolen was actually better on that, right? Sauce allowed a little bit more yardage there. Obviously, you would go by the amount of targets and stuff as well, which right is 86 targets to 66 targets. So imagine that right there. So you can look at that a couple of ways. So 20 more targets for Sauce Gardner means he had 20 more times he could have messed up. But he also had 20 more opportunities to get at least 6 interceptions, and he didn't. So that makes the interceptions look a little bit worse than what it may if you just look at it blindly, right? So, all right, my bad. I couldn't help myself. I was thinking of this one particular play from Tariq Woolen, and I thought it was incredible when I covered it in the moment, right? Going against the Kansas City Chiefs here, you're going to have pretty much play action right out of the stretch right here. You get your boy Mahomes setting up. You'll get the backside ISO receiver in this 3x1 set. He's working the post. You get pretty much twin drags, right, at different depth levels. So you get kind of a middling drag here. You get that shallow cross right here, and you can see what they're trying to do. Seattle working out of its normal cover 3 shell, right? You get the normal free safety Diggs here. He's rolled down, and he takes away this particular mid-level drag here, right? So you get the normal strong safety, Josh Jones here. At least at this particular point in time, he was subbing in. I don't know what the hell. He starts to run with the same route. So you get a little bit of miscommunication. Your boy Tariq Woolen expecting help over the top. But like I tell people all the time, just because you have help over the top doesn't mean you don't do your job. This is a great example of this. Look at this. Help over the top. But look at that. He's his own help over the top. This man catches up and, oh my goodness. He actually got his hands on that pass, right? Look how far he was beaten, right? It wasn't necessarily beaten. It's the fact that it was a certain coverage. So you see him running while looking at the quarterback, right? That's like a football version of a DWI, right? Running while looking. If you got that man right there, you need to look at that man and focus on what he's doing there. You can see right here, that's early pandemic separation, straight up. That was that drawing. If somebody cleared their throat wrong early in the pandemic, everybody was scared than a mug, right? But look at Josh Jones. Where is he going? Even Diggs is like, what the hell? So Josh Jones going to the wrong place. He vacates the middle. They have it perfectly. You got the best quarterback in football throwing the ball down here. And look at this man catch up and get up for the downstroke. Yaka. It's both hands on it. That's hard. Let's look at it from this right here, right? Stretch. Look like it could have been a quick zone. Pull the guard. And then Yaka. Come on, man. Tariq Woolen was out there showing off last year. No doubt about it. But if you see right there, look at the rating allowed. Tariq Woolen allowed a 48.7 rating. That's incredible. Sauce Gardner, 62.7 rating. That's incredible. Both incredible. Both had incredible years. Both playing on the outside, right? It's not some dude being in the slot, seeing the third wide receiver, and some people try to pump him up because you see a third wide receiver who's very good 20% of the time or something like that, right? Most of your dope receivers in the NFL are outside receivers. We don't have to talk any further than that. If you can't understand that or get that through your head, I don't know what to tell you. So both of these guys are outside receivers there, seeing some straight up monsters there. So I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. The snap count there, very similar, right? Tariq Woolen, 1134, 1115 for Sauce Gardner there. So both played 98% of the team snaps. So that means both were durable. There you go. You have to let me know what you think about that right there, right? 51 solo tackles. Usually if you're tackling somebody, maybe unless you got flat duty or something like that, it usually means they made a catch on you. So that's not really nothing to really phone home about there right there. But, man, them 6 interceptions to 2 interceptions, that says something. What about this right here? 3 fumble recoveries, right? 1 forced fumble there. Tariq Woolen, we saw, was a very good tackler. Sauce Gardner's a very good tackler as well. These guys are very similar. That's why it's good that these guys came in the league at the same time. Maybe they'll have that kind of rivalry, the East-West thing, kind of like Revis had with Richard Sherman, even although that seemed kind of after their careers, at least after Revis's career there. So, I don't know. I know most of the people who are watching this going to agree with me and say that Tariq Woolen should have been Rookie of the Year, but I'm not mad at anybody who says Sauce Gardner should have been Rookie of the Year. This is just my opinion here. So, right, and it's my unbiased opinions, although I am happy for a New York Jets player getting that Rookie of the Year. All right, well, it's your boy Jersey Murph, a.k.a. the Underground King. Check it in with you, boys. Make sure you tip your waiter because you know I'll be serving that hibachi, but let's break it down in the comment section. Let me know what you think, all right? Salute.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.